We are back at Phoenix Wright. The last time we left off, we just finished part 2 of the trilogy, so we are going to be hitting into the last trilogy. If I remember correctly, I think I have to actually make a new game, right? Yeah. So we have to go and play Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations. That's what we gotta do today. So we're gonna do as much as we can to kind of get through most of this stuff. We're gonna try to get through maybe, try to knock out the investigations, and then after that, we're gonna go into maybe like one court case, see how far we can get, and then we'll be stopping there. Depending on how far I want to go. It just depends. Depends. I got a ton of stuff I got to do tomorrow. And go from there. But, with that said, let's go. Wait, is this the right one? Did I pick the right one? Hold on. Justice for all. That's the regular one. Yeah, this is it. Okay, I'm just making sure. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories. Arg, how did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, none of your business. I'm telling you for your own sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Okay, Phoenix, and how's the man on the floor? 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Whew, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning. Ah, Mia. Please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know. What are you talking about? Relax, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed. Let go of my larples. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer. I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today. Well, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service. Actually, this is my second time in court. Still, you surprised me. With your earnest request last night, let me handle the case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too. I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean. What, and you already learned all the relevant facts? Well, about that. You see, I mean, of course I have. I think. Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater right over there? That's our client. Good morning there, everyone. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Wright? Actually, it's Wright. Like, the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. I don't see how. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doc says this way I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Okay, that's legit. That's fair. Right, Mr. Wright. You have nothing to fear in court today. If you are truly innocent, I promise I will save you. If you are truly innocent. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. But that trial traumatized me so badly I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then, and well, here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. For my client, and for myself. April 11th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. He had hair 5 years ago? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. You know, he's rocking it. The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem? I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be the leading defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. Emergency? But isn't that him standing right there next to you? Yes, well, you're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Don't let him scare you, Mia. Don't let him give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well, well, well. I can't believe there's a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will all be over soon. What's that all about? Is he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was the 4th-year student studying pharmacology. It sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Dang, he got laid out. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bundled his getaway, they then called the police. That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo into the court record as evidence. Our photo has been added to the court record. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Your reputation for Sac City is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take the question. Huh? A simple question, I thought. I might loosen you up a bit. I'm a gentleman, if you will. A what? Stand up to him, Mia. Show him what you're made of. Ah, a perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause? Go on. Please say you know that at least this much. I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file. My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. What, Birdie? Now, see here. The details of this case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you? Ah, the court record. I think I can see that by pressing tab. All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there. And think carefully before you answer, my dear. Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I gotta stay calm. I can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay. Let's take a look. I just press tab here. Date and time of death. 4/9 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock. Oh, he got shocked. Hey, Amai, what's going on? This case is gonna be amazing. What's going on, Vico? How you guys doing today? What's going on, Vico? Thanks for the follow. Oh, I swear I was supposed to do something else. Hold on, give me a quick second, guys. Give me a hot second. How's it going? How's it going, by the way? I can do some quick chatter while I'm doing all this fun stuff here. Your chats are kind of small, so I can't really see it. Trying to make it a little bit bigger. So we are on the last trilogy, by the way. There we go. Oh, I did that. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Jay? Alright, so this guy died from an electric shock on April 9th at 3 p.m. The crime took place behind the... Yep, looked like he got... Oh, well, that... Yeah, he's definitely dead. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, telephone pole. That wire right there. Did I raid Busy when I bought it with points? I don't know if I wasted them. No, I did. Hey, Chaos, just here to support you like always. I appreciate it, Jay. I still got one other game still. Since it was 3 games. Yes, I'm on the last trilogy. Yes, this is the last of the Phoenix Wright trilogy. So once we kind of go through the last bit of court cases, we'll be done. And then I'll have to try to get, what was it? What order was it in? Was it Apollo Justice or the other one, the like the feudal era one, Phoenix Wright one? Okay, well I took a look at the court record. Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death? Hypothermia? Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new super powerful stun gun, perhaps? The answer to that question will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one vital issue. What's that? Why, the motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood? What do you mean? Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're a defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this. I really don't like this guy's smug attitude. That's Winston Payne for you. He's one of the smooth... He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift. No. No, boss. They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. So he just sits there and clowns on rookies. He's not a smooth operator. He's just a nuke destroyer. That ain't nothing. Go fight somebody your own size. What in the world? Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? And this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence. Evidence? Ah, no need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need and then shove it into the old graybeard's face. Yes, sir. Into the old graybeard's face. Mr. Grossberg, trying to set a better example for the young lady. Mia, the evidence isn't the only thing in the court record people profiles are as well. Hey, Tengoku, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. You playing some Phoenix Wright? Payne is in a lot of games. Oh, I'm pretty sure he is. I'm surprised to see him with hair. I had to kind of stop for a moment and stare. I was like, there's something off about this guy, because I remember him being bald. Funny enough, Payne is the weakest prosecutor. He is, but he's acting like he's smug in this one. This Payne's in the past. This is something off about this guy. Yeah, he was bald. He has hair now. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tabs, so be sure to go all over it. Now then, let's see what you got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim? This guy... Okay, you guys can't see my mouse. You can't see my mouse, but I'm gonna tell you. When you get to this point in your life where you just got the top part being a triangle and the rest of your forehead is kind of becoming circular, you need to start thinking of letting it go. You probably need to start considering letting it go. He's already on the verge of balding. He's trying to keep what he got, but I mean, he can still make it look good, you know. He can still, you know, just like that nice curve. He looks like a British. Something is off. Always accused British imperialism. Okay. I don't think he looks British, but let me look and see through here. My client, third year art student. Phoenix was an art student? He currently has a cold. My superior and the head of Grossberg Law Offices, the victim. He was a fourth year pharmacology student at, okay. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim up until 8 months ago. Okay, well, that's definitely it. Dahlia Hawthorne, age 20. Yeah, okay, she looks pretty. I mean, he was telling her to stay away from... He was telling him to stay away from her. Okay, I don't know, man. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman right here. Did not say right here in the text box, but hey, sometimes I'm just gonna end up improvising. Funny enough, his scared animation is all his hair falling off. Dahlia is one of the most strongest characters in these games, is she? Dahlia Hawthorne, is it? Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up at least on this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story. Please stop hitting your hair like that. That just tells me it just needs to go. Look how far back that is, guy. Look, if he cuts it where it's starting to curve at and just make it a complete circle, he can still make it work, right? He can still make this hair work. You're just going to have to let that front piece go. That don't make no sense. Ah, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. What, the defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye? It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection. Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect. No, he means, what did you do before you were arrested? Oh! I was a university student. He was a university student. What happened? Did you drop out? Dahlia is two faces like Matt Ingart was. Is there a Danny Lowe beast at court right now? If he is, the matter is not so simple. I have no idea. Yeah, and Mia's the reason Phoenix became a lawyer. Okay, well let's just kind of go through it. Let's kind of go through. I think he already said that previously though. Yeah, he said that previously in the first act. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your... But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was. Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us? I'm sorry guys, I don't have the energy to do the achoo and the coughing. I'll try it probably next time, maybe next round. I don't have the energy, so you guys got it. I'm not trying to strain my voice because we got a lot of talking to do here. It seems like the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I. I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. What? I see. So you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. Whew. Looks like the judge understands. You're being naive, you know. Too naive. Huh? It seems like you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be? This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination? He's right. And it's the defense duty to carry out the cross-examination. The purpose is to determine if the witness testimony contains any contradictions. Contradictions? If a witness is lying, their statement will conflict the court record. But Mr. Wright is my client. Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see. What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? That there's a lie? A contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination if you please, Miss Faye. Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Would you, Phoenix? Would you be lying? Did you kill this man? Obviously he didn't, because why would we have a whole Phoenix Wright series, right? Right? Why would we have a whole Phoenix Wright series if he killed the man, right? Because that would be a plot twist if he actually did kill that man and then decided to become a defense attorney. The victim and I. I admit I was there. So you admit you was there. Murder! When you say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place where something happened anyway. Something? You can't hide what happened. You have the photographic evidence. That's true. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident. A coincidence, huh? But I'm not a killer. All I did was find the body. You said you found the body? So who called the police? Huh? Unfortunately, it was some other students that notified the police. Other students? That's correct. They were witnesses. Witnesses who saw the defendant standing there next to the body in shock. Can we get a close-up on his shocked face? Because he doesn't look shocked. He looks angry as all get out. What? Is this true, Mr. Wright? Could you stop sneezing every time you're in a bind? Well, it's true that I was pretty shocked when I found the body. But I hardly knew the guy to begin with. So you didn't know his face or even his name, right? Right. Well, no. That is, I mean... So which is it? Did you know him or not? Now see here! You can't avoid answering questions by sneezing all day. Well, I guess I did know his name. News to me. Why didn't he tell me that before? I heard he used to date Dolly. Who is this Dolly person? Ah, yes, that would be the defendant's lover, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh, I see. Ah, young love. So bittersweet. But that's all I knew about him. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Phoenix. You have a whole game series, guy. Have a whole game series. Why? Why? What is wrong with you? Okay. That's you. Well, Mr. Wright? No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear. Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yes, well... He's always walking around with that huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. What? Is Lily a bad cold, yet everyone treats it like it's the end of the world? Hey, you got to, because he's dodging questions. Like, if he sneezed and just said, hey, XYZ, everything would be fine. But every time it seems like every time they ask him a question, he's just sneezing and coughing, and then says absolutely nothing, doesn't elaborate on anything. So yeah, that'd be a little suspicious, you know? But people do that, you know. A lot of people do that. That's just another method of avoiding a topic. Did you see it at the scene of the crime? The Union Jack, I mean? Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff, see? It's true. Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. Acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night. May I ask you something, Miss Fay? Yes, Your Honor. What is it now? Is this person anyway? This Union Jack fellow? I don't know. The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom flag. Oh, I thought they were talking about a jacket. Oh, I see. So you mean like stars and stripes, right? As usual, Your Honor, your insight astounds me. Hey, something that just occurred to me. Isn't there something strange about this bit just now? There is a contradiction here. Mr. Grossberg, quickly now, show that boy you mean business, with evidence, I mean. Okay, Mia, check out the court record carefully. Well, my dear, what do you think you can manage on your own from this point? I can handle myself. 1 year ago, I was in a courtroom just like this. I can do it. I can handle this myself. Must try to bite off more than you can chew, Mia. I'll be fine. I know what I have to do. Remember, you can always press them to get more information. Oh, and one more thing. When you're going to state a contradiction, make sure you present some definitive proof. Okay, Mia, one more time, from the very beginning of his testimony. Okay, he admitted he was there, but he's not a killer. All he did was find the body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. Can't help sneezing a lot when you have a cold and are accused of killing a person. It's purely circumstantial. No, when people are questioning you and you're sneezing and you finish sneezing and you still don't say nothing, you're suspicious. I don't care what nobody says. That's like those people who sit there and you say something and they sit there and they stare at you and they sip their tea and they put their teacup down and say absolutely nothing. You're suspicious. What are you dodging the question for? Let me see what's going on here. Is the... I don't see it on this picture. Huh. Okay, let's go back one. He never talked to him and then we got that thing out. Hardly knew the guy to begin with. All he did was find the body. Okay, so he was there, he's not a killer. Hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. You had to have. I think you're lying here, but... Okay, and then we got... Okay. So... My only thing is this picture.
Objection!
Oh shoot, I didn't mean to actually present that. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back. Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning? Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He was wearing a leather jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Phoenix. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me. What? What? Mia, you made our client cry. Let him. That P on his chest doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Wait a minute, why are we turning against our own client? And we made Phoenix cry. That makes absolutely no sense. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear this man is did not just simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. Did that go too far? By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medication for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now? Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. Lost it? Does this even have anything to do with the case? Mr. Wright, should I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like for you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene. What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer X.
Objection!
Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it. I'm sorry, how is he getting all this evidence and just throwing it up here? You're kind of sus, dude. Phoenix is actually very meek and timid. I believe that for now. This was 5 years ago, so he was an art student, so he's probably very shy. What? Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up a bottle of medication, dropped it by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright. What? Order! Order in the court! Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. Very well. The court will accept them into the record. Alright, photo 2 has been added. Oh, Killer X has been added. Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when the large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this? This is really bad. Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids. What? Okay. I thought I read it wrong the first time, but no, you are saying hemorrhoids. Okay, sir, I mean, if you gotta sit down... Actually, I don't know what to say to you. Just stay silent. Witness testimony. What really happened? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. Then later I went back. I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you previously gave. Achoo! Achoo! I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright. Don't tell any more lies. Hey, doll, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Any young adult will be scared? Yeah, any young, well, I'm just saying because he's in art, so usually, I'm not going to say all art students, but usually art students are kind of, a little bit more reserved, especially, if they're young. And he seemed like he's like a little shy, like a shy art student. Not those bold art students that's just like, let me draw you like one of them French girls. Like that's a whole different entity. Like I'm talking about like some, this kind of, I don't even know he was interested in art. I'm kind of interested to see his drawing. But anywho, we got to get back in here. What really happened? The truth is, I went in because he called me. Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly. And this Dolly person is? Judge, you asked that last time. Pay attention, man. It's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart. What was that for, Mia? Oh, I'm so sorry. I felt like slapping something all of a sudden. What? Dahlia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is. Hey, she met Mr. Wright. Who's lying? So, it was one of those nasty love triangles I see. He was in the pharmacology department, so he agreed to meet at the building at 2:45. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated that you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, right? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the Alchemist of IVU. An alchemist, I see. I gotta admit, I was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. Oh ho, that sounds fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details. Huh. About the timing, about the... If I'm gonna run it back here and then I'm gonna... Because I think we already talked about the time. He just said we're right on time. You know what? I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna hit about the timing of the meeting. Just a little bit more detail. So you are absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time the class ends. But they're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping something up. Well, looks like he's right about the time anyway. Witness, let's go on with your testimony. No, let's go back. Ask about the department. I was wonder if you could tell us a bit more about the department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right. And they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltage, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah, there are some electrical poles set up all around the building. The high voltage cables run off the overhead around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. Talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock we split up. What did you talk about? What did you talk about? What was it that you were talking about? You know, that maybe we should hang out again sometime. But I thought you said that you didn't know the guy. Phoenix. Phoenix. You have a whole series about you, man. What is going on? Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. And then later we went back. I found him lying there. So you say you went back? Yeah, that's when I found the body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Then why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up? I'm just falling out in my chair. You don't sound suspicious at all, guy. Come on, come on. How can I be your defense attorney? I need to be a prosecutor at this case. God dang it. Look, even everybody sitting there going, oh my God, Phoenix. Even the judge. Achoo! Achoo! Judging by this atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in the spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. It is not. It is not. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medication? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious. Yuck! Why did you punch me in the jaw? Oh, I'm so sorry. I felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. What the F? I think that's enough for now. The defendant and the victim met approximately at the time of his death. And then, the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason. I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl. However, there is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor? How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, You are correct, Your Honor. So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Establish a murder method? Okay. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye. I believe that if we were to piece together everything we heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand that the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence. Of course I know that. I actually had totally forgotten about that. Now then, Miss Faye. Let me see what you got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. Buddy, I don't know. I mean, that's the only photo we got. Unless you gave me something else I wasn't sure. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted. There's a telephone pole on the back, really, if you think about it. Look at this. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna be shocked. As for the cause of death, I'd say that this picture captured it quite well. What? But there's nothing even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit more detail. Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo do you see the murder weapon? It's obviously this umbrella. Just, you know, I think what happened was, as you can see from the sky, it was probably a rainy day, or it was getting ready to rain, and it was probably also windy. You can tell by these trees back here, right, that are not moving by the wind at all, right? So the trees were moving and this wind came, and so this umbrella also was coming down, and it snagged the phone line, you know, because you can see the umbrella's bent. And so it snagged the phone line, or the telephone wire, or the power line, and broke this right here, which ended up falling on this guy. And as you can see, he has no rubber boots on, no form of rubber to kind of combat the electricity going through his body, and then he just kind of dropped dead. That is my theory. That is my made-up theory, because apparently the judge can't see how the man possibly died in the photo. Well, naturally, it's right here. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable! I believe, Your Honor. It's like, I can see in the photo right here, and the judge is probably just sitting there looking at the photo, squinting. I don't see the murder weapon. I don't see the murder weapon. Like, come on, judge! Come on! Remember the testimony we heard. The machines in the the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then, the high voltage cable, yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. That certainly sounds plausible. What do you mean? What do you mean that sounds plausible? How else did he get shocked, Judge? Did thunder randomly come from the sky with the 1% and he got smacked? Like, well, come on, man. It's right behind him. It's right behind him, Judge. Judge, please. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant. I'm sorry, how? How would he have... I'm sorry. I don't believe that at all. You know why? Because there is nobody in their right mind. Okay, let me take that back. There's probably somebody. But other than that, there's no logical human being in their right mind that's going to go up there and start messing with a high voltage power cable hanging on a power line. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm hydrating. There's no way. I'm sorry. That's you. That much is certainly true. Yes. And that's not all. We have proof. What, did he go up there with a pair of scissors and cut it off? Like what, how did he snap it? Please tell me. I'm curious. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? Well, what is his fingerprints? Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle? Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean... Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. Okay. But the palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What? I can only think one way Mr. Wright would have left a print like that. Intent on murder, he squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable. See, I have a big problem with that. I have a big problem with that. But I'm gonna let him continue on before I'm gonna let it build up, and I'm gonna break it down. Hey Digi, how's it going? Welcome to stream. Hello, hello. Order, order, order. That is enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fork in us. We're done. Mr. Grossberg, my hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him. Oh, now you're just being gross and stupid. Oh, come on, man. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time, I'm prepared to render the verdict of this case. Hold it! Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Faye. Oh! Oh, he looks adorable! Hey, look at young Phoenix Wright. No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. What? We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further... I did it. You did what? I'll admit it. I pushed him. You pushed him where? The Colorado? What do you mean you pushed him? It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your own sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. The text came up so slow, I just kind of, stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Uh, 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 uh. What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure. You still sound like the murderer, Nick. You still sound like the murderer, Nick. Well, as things are currently stand, we were all absolutely convinced you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear to tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. You really did push the victim. Ugh, feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake. Girl, get... Bye. Bye. When I push the victim, Nick is a sad little simp. Well, if he don't start speaking, he's gonna be going to jail. So I don't know what's stalling him. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that. A simple explanation indeed. At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that. Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that? Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he's innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it. Oh my god, that Harlem Shake line legit made me fart. Oh my god. When I pushed the victim. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. That was it, Phoenix? So you shoved him because he said that she was a bad girl? Like, nobody was trying to match her freak? Like, what are we talking about here, Phoenix? What's the lines? What lines? That's it? That's all he said? Is that all? Yep, bruh. Well, Miss Faye, you heard him yourself. Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Anyway, after he said that, I just lost my temper and gave him a shove. Can you tell me about what happened in a little bit more detail? That guy, he just said what he wanted to say to me. And then he put on that jacket he was holding and started to leave. That's when I lost my temper and flew into a furious frenzy. just gave him a light, gentle shove to the chest. And when you did that, there was no severed cable anywhere to be seen. Right, there was nothing there, like at all. But is it possible that you merely overlooked it? Well, I guess it's possible. What are you doing? Don't let that guy steamroll over you like cheap asphalt. I believe what's important here is the moment the push occurred. Let's continue with the testimony, witness. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A loud noise. And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure. It was really loud. It was like snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
Objection!
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous grounds here. Ask for more details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been? Yes? Could it have been? Hurry up and tell us! When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. He fell right on top of it and broke it. Huh. That was probably the noise I heard. An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim? Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. Oh my god. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone. Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now? Well... Yes. This is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer. The court agrees to the defense request. Witness, please add this bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony. After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. Dang! They wasn't kidding. They really said this man had a cheap umbrella. That's crazy. So Mr. Swallow fell on top of his umbrella, and you are certain of this? Yeah, I was right there. It was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah. You see, I was wearing this sweater here. Dolly stayed up late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love. Ooh! My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, Mia. Ah, I'm so sorry. Continue on with your testimony, witness. A little while after I left, and I started to get worried. After you shoved the victim, did you leave the scene right away? Yes, I did. I admit it. I was furious. You left without even checking Mr. Swallow's condition? Well, yeah, but like I said, I got worried about him later. So I went back and he was just lying there dead. At that time, did you see anyone else at the scene of the crime? No, nobody. Jeez. Could that stupid cough possibly sound any phonier? In that case, it's very hard to believe someone else could have been the murderer. Unless we can find something that shows us innocent from that testimony, my dear. I'm afraid the judge will make his final decision with no remorse whatsoever. Yes, sir. Right now I need a little more info that will help me turn up some contradictions. Okay, so... After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella. I mean, did he truly fall on top of his cheap umbrella if it was like super far away from him? Phoenix was very attached to Dahlia as a girlfriend. It was to the side and not on top, wasn't it? Yeah, it's right here on the side. Sips black cherry lemonade. Mia channeling that top girl energy. Yeah, she's been punching this guy every time Phoenix is like, oh yeah, my girlfriend's so great. Yeah, buddy, I don't know about this.
Objection!
Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on. If I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. You're absolutely right. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he was. I'm sorry. Let me reread that. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. No! Order. The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene. I want it presented as evidence immediately. Umbrella was added to the court. But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
Objection!
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it would have been blown there by the wind. But I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render a final judgment. No! I must say, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony. Phoenix Wright's testimony added to the court. Well done, Mia. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think that I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying. Let me guess. You have another witness. Exactly. And this witness testimony will be inconvertible. Well, who is this witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Dahlia Hawthorne. You don't mean Dolly. I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. How? That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. How? What? I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't even be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. I noticed that we are always in Defendant Lobby number 3. We're not like in Defendant Lobby number 1, number 2, number 3. I mean, I said, yeah, like 1, 2, 7, 6, 11. Like, it's always 3. And maybe 4, I think. Mia has a more mature personality later in the games. Stop tapping that Pomodoro. It's weird. He can't. He can't. You know why he's tapping it? You know why he's tapping it? Because he know his hair is falling out. He's losing his hair. His also precious hair. People who keep touching their hair and they're losing it, he's panicking. He's internally panicking. That's why he's doing that. It's a normal fact of life. All right, guys. So we're in a recess right now. So what do you guys think? What are your conclusions? So this is my conclusion about the whole man getting electrocuted, right? So Phoenix wasn't helping at all, right? Because he wasn't talking. He wasn't talking at first, right? I think he's still hiding something. He just hasn't said anything. I'm thinking when he pushed the dude, the umbrella broke, right? Um, how he got electrocuted, I am not too sure how that happened. So I'm thinking somebody else came in and murdered the guy when Phoenix walked away, and then staged it that Phoenix killed him when he came back. Payne has a lot of different designs throughout the games. Every single design, he always loses his hair. That's why he's touching it, right? It's I think it's really awesome that the game is just kind of showing subtle signs of him like internally panicking, losing his hair, right? Because as you can see, and honestly, guys do it. They do it, and you'll see guys sometimes like they're balding, and they'll keep the thinnest patch the thinnest patch as much as possible, like barely hanging on to the top of their forehead, like the very front or something. Like it's just barely hanging on, or just a few strands just barely hanging on. They're internally panicking. It's just like, hey, look, it's okay. You just gotta let that thing go. You just gotta let that go. I've seen a couple of guys that way. I know a couple of guys that were like that, but then one of them finally decided to let it go, and he looks a lot better bald. There's nothing wrong with being bald, guys. You just gotta realize that you just gotta let it go, okay? People, your family will still love you if you don't have your hair, okay? Your family will still love you. Somebody will still love you if you don't have your hair. Your cat will love you. Your goldfish will love you. Your dog will love you. Somebody will love you if you don't have your hair, okay? Sometimes you might just look better bald. You know? Might look better bald. Just have more self-confidence in yourself. But if you hold it on to that tiny sliver of hair, what do they call that? That a hoge? Gotta let it go, man. Gotta let it go. Anywho, let's continue. Oh, do you get the pun on Doug Swallow's name? No, I do not get the. I don't get the pun on that. All I'm hearing is Doug Swallow. I'm just kind of like, swallow what? Like, what did he swallow? Oh, he swallowed some pills. No, that's probably not it. I just remember because he had the pill. He had the pill bottle in his hand when he died. So I'm just like, oh, he swallowed some pills. Wait, did he take pills? No, no, no. That sounds like a setup. That sounds like somebody set him up. Oh, let's keep going. Doug Swallow equals don't swallow. Hmm. Interesting. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. I. It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts. But but the next witness is my dolly, right? She'll save me. I know she will. I don't know. I haven't met Miss Dolly yet, so we'll have to see. Can I get a picture of her? I mean, she looks cute, but at the same time, I'm getting like a snake vibe from her. Just the way she's kind of designed. It seems like she's kind of vibing a snake. Just the way her hair is kind of formed up, just the whole thing, just kind of, she kind of, and you know, I feel like she kind of got like some snake eyes kind of going there if you look close enough, or maybe that's just me just imagining things kind of off. But okay, we'll see. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dahlia and I, we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway. Why is she dressed like that? No, Phoenix. I'm not getting good energy off of her at all. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. I'm sorry, what? She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She gave you this? Succubus energy? Exactly what Digi said? You went out with her on the first day, Phoenix? Okay, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that, and maybe I'm just kind of... Let's just go. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this. Oh no, dude. So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with the memories of my darling little Dolly. It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Dahlia's present, borrowed from Phoenix Wright. Something suspicious. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating? Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she's always saying this. She always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, would it happen? It wouldn't have happened to have been on August 27th, would it? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder? Are you reading... What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took on a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases, am I correct? The newspaper clipping added to the record. I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself. Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look at the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find. Thank you. Okay, hold on. What's going on here? What's with this clipping? Very little information is being disclosed at this time, since the victim of yesterday's incident in a district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, the police are questioning a 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. That's it? Young Love has his weird quirks. Plays Don't Be Suspicious meme click. Grossberg has his cool moments though. I mean, I don't know. I think he's a good boss, but I think he needs to keep his hemorrhoids to himself. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to know that he has hemorrhoids. I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, it looks like the recess is about over. We all better get moving. I guess so. All that recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Be continued. Okay. They stepped up the music on that one. Okay, I don't remember... My god. Let me see, which one is it? 18.6. I guess I'll pick... Oh, you know what? No. I don't remember which one it was. That one with the chick, I had picked the one... What was her name? What was the girl's name with the whip? I don't want to mess that up because that had me. I was crying. I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna show you the gun you got shot with." Yeah, I got shot. That was so funny. April 11th, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Franziska, yes, Franziska. That was funny. That was funnier than it needed to be. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness. This next person is someone who witnessed a crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand. What's with the stiff silence? In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses. It is my job to doubt, to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity. I can't believe he actually said that. Oh, now then, witness, would you please state your full name? Hi, don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous. If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure I'll cut them right down to size. And I'll bash them with my gavel. I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Thank you. For calming my nerves. You are all so nice. I almost feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing. If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in the literature at oh my god, I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. The honor's all mine. No, the honor is all mine. Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Sir? Is there something I can help you with? You could just go on and say whatever's on your mind. I'm sure that must be some kind of mistake. Beanie wouldn't kill anyone, I just know it. Benny? Benny? Oh my goodness, okay, she's calling him Finny. Finny. You calling him Finny? Yes, I can see why you'd say that. She's gonna be a tough witness, alright. It only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please. What I witnessed... I had been planning to go back to Finny's place after class was over. Finny and Dougie, They were talking behind the building. Wait a minute. Dougie? Isn't that your ex? You should not be calling your ex Dougie. I don't know about this. Calling her ex Dougie. Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. What's wrong with the nickname, Chaos? Everything's wrong with the nickname. Are you talking about Phoenix or Dougie? Yeah, I think she was doing the Dougie. Expeditedly. That's when Finny noticed that I was there. Let me see. The only thing about raising my voice is I know it's gonna strain it. I really want to give her a high-pitched voice, but I don't think, no, I'm not gonna do that because that's gonna strain my voice, and then I gotta sit here and stream tomorrow, guys, and I need my voice intact. There's far worse names like that. Finny, Finny and Dougie. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong. Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. And how hot the flames of passion is burning on that hairstyle you got going there. It's drooping, man. Just cut it off! Just cut it off! You'll be alright. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please tell us the truth. Give her a light Southern Belle. Give her the light Southern Belle energy voice. I'ma try. Let me see. But I would never. Oh, that was terrible. No, my voice can't go that high, guys. I'm sorry. I think I just coughed it into like deep space. That's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, let me just proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. You tell him, Mia! Tee-hee. You haven't changed a bit. Wait, what? Mia Fey? Where did those butterflies come from? Oh, they've been there. Apparently she's a Disney princess. What's this? So you two are acquainted? Yes, we've met before. Once. In any case, Miss Fey, the floor is yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey. Madam? No one's a grandma yet, girlie. What I witnessed. They aren't butterflies, they're Akuma. I had been planning to go back to Finny's place after class was over. Finny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. And then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Finny noticed I was there. Oh, that's stressing my voice out. When I went to go find some other students, and they called the authorities. Okay, let's go back over here. Alright. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Finny, I mean Mr. Wright, is at the art department. If that's the case, then what were you doing by the pharmacology building? Well, I'm in the literature department. I'm just studying Japanese Senryu poetry. Senryu poetry. Oh ho, how wonderful. That's humorous, yes. Satirical style of haiku, yes. Nothing left to do. When a man reaches this age, sleep is his best friend. Okay. That's supposed to be poetry? Sounds more like a midlife crisis.
For me to get into the art department, I have to walk through the back area.
Ah, yes, I see. That makes more sense. When I want to enter the courthouse, I always walk through the front doors. How else would you enter? Teleportation?
Benny and Dougie, they were talking behind the building.
So who is this Dougie person?
Oh, I'm sorry. Doug Swallow. We were dating till about 8 months ago.
So what were Dougie, Mr. Swallow, and Mr. Wright talking about anyway?
How can you be so mean? I would never eavesdrop. I wasn't raised to be so rude and unrefined.
That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Why am I being demonized here? That is not how you pronounce satirical. Man, look, I be trying, okay? I be trying. You know what, you guys can read. You know what the word is. Please go on. What did you see next?
Then suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly.
Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own?
Yes.
In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right?
I was watching the whole time. Benny never did such a thing to Dougie.
If I pressed her for no good reason, I just know the judge will get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now? Let me leave it alone for right now. Suppose her statement works out in our favor for now. I'll hold off on looking into it any deeper until it's necessary. Very well, young lady. Please go on with your testimony. Wow, I can't believe the judge is like that. Wobbly and collapse. Okay, wobbly and collapse. That's when Finney noticed that I was there. Okay, but if you were there, then why did he just... Okay. And then what did Mr. Wright say when he saw you?
I'm sorry. I was just so flustered that I really don't remember. Please forgive me.
You don't remember? Well, that's common enough. Sometimes I can't recall a sentence that I passed only just minutes prior. Okay, Judge, you just need to go ahead and retire. I don't understand this. Why are you still here? It's apparent that you're getting Alzheimer's or something. Like I don't get it. I don't understand. Why would you say that and you're sitting on the judge stand? So that means that you are compromising this courtroom. Please, someone, anyone, stop him before he gets hurt by me. When you say students, do you mean students from the pharmacology department? Yes, they're all very fond of their drugs. Oh, I'm sure they are. Please try to stay on topic. So to find some pharmacology students, you went to the labs, correct?
That's what I was planning to do, but in the end I wound up not going. A group of about 10 research students came running out the building entrance. Somehow, they all seemed to know what's going on.
The students knew what was going on? Press for more details. But how could the students have known what was going on?
Well, I don't know for sure that they knew what had happened. It's just, they all seemed kind of excited about something.
It doesn't look like she's going to get any more info about this. I'm going to get any more info about the students. So, did the students call the police?
Yes, I was just so panicked.
Yes, well, anyone would have been, my dear. That girl, she's telling a super obvious lie and she knows it. She's just pretending to protect Mr. Wright. Yes, that's gotta be it. Way to go, Mia. Okay. That means I'm gonna have to dig deep and find a contradiction in this one. Dougie just got all wobbly and collapsed. She's lying. Phoenix said he pushed Swallow. That's right. He said that he pushed Swallow, but what do I guess I'll press her on it. Show a contradiction. People's lives are not becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop them, shall we?
What? I would never.
Miss Faye, I will not allow you to badger this witness. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. Okay, where's my fishing pole? That is, she has no supporting. Okay. Pain. Where's my fishing pole? Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor. I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Looks like we're finally getting somewhere.
Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie.
I don't like how she just... Phoenix, you gotta get rid of her. She's for the streets. She's for the streets, Phoenix. You didn't see it.
Well, I saw the moment when Dougie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Doug Swallow.
Yes, that's right. It didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual either.
So then, what did it look like when they were doing to you?
I thought they were just having a nice, friendly afternoon conversation.
Oh, give me a break.
That's why I wasn't watching them all that closely.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
No, nothing at all, Mr. Judge.
Oh, I like the sound of that, Mr. Judge. Now then, please proceed with your testimony.
Girl?
The hard stare always works. Payne's hair is akin to you laughing about Von Karma's gun wound. You think so? I thought the gun thing was funny. Hawthorne was also the name of the author of the Scarlet Letter. Yes, I read the Scarlet Letter. I remember the Scarlet Letter. Okay, what was I pressing her about? It didn't look like they were fighting. I didn't hear anything unusual either. Huh. You didn't hear nothing unusual, huh? You didn't hear nothing unusual. Did you hear this umbrella?
Objection!
You say you didn't hear anything unusual? Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me.
That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. Can you say that with me together, class? A sharp, loud noise. Yep. Sharp and loud. What do you gotta say, miss? He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Maybe I should just talk like that. Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
Objection!
But according to Mr. Wright testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. Let me not do that to her. I'll do that to somebody else. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Ah! May I have a moment to answer? By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise.
Okay, lay it on us, lady.
You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at the time.
Of course you were. Headphones? You mean that both your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble.
Thunder and lightning, huh?
Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimonies after all. Wait a second, Nia. That testimony just now, she said something that could have totally changed this whole case. She was listening to music. There was lightning. She didn't hear anything. She was listening to music. Your Honor, there is a problem with this witness's testimony. What do you mean? What is this problem? It's obvious. The problem is that she claims to have been listening to music. Are you deaf? Did you pay attention to the testimony? She explained she was listening to music to cover up the sound of thunder. Miss Faye, I must warn you that I can even be more frightening than Zeus when I'm angry. Oh, did I mess up? Yikes, I'm in trouble now. Well, the testimony we heard just seems to be very decisive. The only thing that could have killed the victim was the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
No, please. I never meant to incriminate him.
This is bad, Mia. If you don't do something, we're going to lose this. Think again. What is this testimony that doesn't make sense? She said something that could totally change this whole case. She didn't hear anything. I mean, she technically didn't hear anything, right? She said that she heard something, right? So she didn't hear anything. There was lightning. Of course, when there's thunder, there's lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with this witness's testimony. What do you mean? What is this problem? It's obvious the problem is that the witness claims to have not heard the snap. Are you deaf? Did you not pay attention to the testimony? She said she didn't hear it because she was listening to music with her headphones. Miss Faye, I'm surprised you're going senile before me. Am I going senile? Did I miss something? I'm not that bad, I think. Well, the testimony we just heard seems to be very decisive. The only thing that could have killed the victim was the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
No, please. I never meant to incriminate him.
Okay, so apparently it was lightning. I messed up. This is bad. I don't do nothing. We're gonna lose this. Think again. What is this testimony? What about this testimony does not make sense? She said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. Your Honor, there's a problem with this testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right? Oh, so he got hit by the 1%. He got the 1%. Dang. That's unfortunate. Rest in peace, Dougie. Dougie Swallow. Can I stop choosing all the wrong choices? Look, I was just saying, okay, so my thought process was, from remembering, she said that she heard their conversation. So then I was like, oh, okay, well, she was listening to music, so there's no way she could have heard their conversation or the snap. Then it was just like, oh, no, we already know that she was wearing headphones. She literally just said it. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, then it has to be she didn't hear any of the conversation that they had. Then it was like, yes, we also know that because she was wearing headphones. I was just like, oh, okay, well, I guess there was lightning. I mean, that's how it went, allegedly. You know, that's not my fault. Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Oh, ooh! I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? Like, seriously though. This entire case is built on the premises that Mr. Dunswallow was murdered. But that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt. It appears the defense may be onto something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental? Oh right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that knife. I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye. Huh? I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day at the location. What? What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. Evidence, Mr. Payne? Well, what is this evidence? It's an affidavit. And who is this affidavit from? The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their lab that day. Allow me to read out the court testimony about the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden around 3 p.m. that day. Was it a blackout? All of the lab's equipment run on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely. They lost power because of a severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred around 3 p.m., which fits the time of death listed in the autopsy report. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching a severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were just very old. They were planning on having them replaced in the near future. I see. Apparently, the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break. Ha! Well, that sounds like that's a lawsuit for the university. Because why did they not have that fixed? Not Bolt. Bolt is a good dog. There is a robot detective game that came out recently. Would you try streaming the game? It has a demo. What's the game called? Because right now I'm currently broke. So, I wouldn't mind trying it out. Is it like is it like a super long game? Oh, it's a free demo. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it out. Uncover the smoking gun. Okay, I'll check it out. Just remind me once we're kind of done with this case here. Remind me once we're done with this case, and I'll just kind of type it in real quick, and then we'll leave it for another day. However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by a small bump, then it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the case of the severed cable? Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what was it that caused the cable to break? The robots in the game have AI, so you can ask them literally anything. Oh, okay. Check it out. The old power cable broke due to some sort of impact at 2:55 p.m. This guy died at 3 p.m. They met at 2:45 p.m. I think it was because of the umbrella. This case is out here calling the Texas electrical grid issues a couple of decades ahead of their time. No Nick, because Nick pushed him, remember? But he's asking who or what was it that caused the cable to break? Didn't he just push him on the ground? Pushed him, remember? I mean, he pushed him, but did he push him into a pole or did he just push him on the ground? It's either Doug or Nick. I was figuring it was the umbrella. Alright, well, let's try Doug. Because Nick is our client and Doug is dead, so we can just try to blame it on the dead guy. This is it! This is why the cable snapped! Well, Your Honor, I believe there's only one thing that snapped is the mind of the defense. We tried to blame it on the dead guy and they're just like, nope, you lost your mind. That was one of your best lines yet, Your Honor. Ouch, that was harsh. Please, Your Honor, give me one more chance. Well then, let's hear it. Who or what? I think it was the... let me try the umbrella. This is it! This is why the cable snapped! Well, Your Honor, I believe you lost your mind. Okay. Give me one more chance, Your Honor! Alright, let's hear it. Who or what? Okay, okay. I guess Nick, right? We gotta blame this guy. Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. Hey, I'm just saying, right? I just thought, like, you know, maybe because they said it snapped, right? So something snapped it. I think the umbrella snapped it. Alright. I'll stop being silly. The defense testimony? He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage. Did he shove him into a pole? I thought he shoved him on the ground. Yes, the prosecution also came out to the same conclusion. And it was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted. It's a good thing you don't have a penalty system like the other games too. Oh, I know. It's nice to just sit and be silly.
Objection!
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean? Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into the pole as the result of being pushed.
It was the impact that caused the cable to break. Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted. Huh. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Ah! In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Exactly. That's why I was just sitting here saying, I say, okay, well, I think somebody else just kind of, because, like I said, I'm coming back to my previous statement. There's nobody in their right logical mind. Okay, there's probably somebody out there. I just don't know who. But there's nobody in their right logical mind that's going to sit there and mess with a power line. I mean, if you do, you're just looking for a death sentence. Who wants to mess with a power line? That stuff, as soon as you touch it, it's over. You're cooked. The only thing that's not cooked are squirrels and birds, because apparently they can touch that stuff. All right? You touch that crap, you gone. Like, bye. Like, come on now. I'm just kind of curious on how it got snapped, though. Order. Order in the court. Ah, the laminations of my enemy. Wait, the lamentations. Okay, however you say it. How I've longed to hear them. It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. Of course I am. I'm a god. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could have... Mr. Judge, sir. May I say something? Okay, I can't do high pitch, guys. My voice is shaking. Lamentations. The madame's attorney explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember them. Of course she did, because you didn't say what she needed to say. What? What the? Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time, please, Judge? Of course it's all right. Just go ahead and give your new testimony, Judge. You a sucker. You're being a real sucker right now. You know what, Judge? I have some beef with you. I like the judge, but I got some beef with the judge as well because he's not helping me. This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors. Oh my god, is she transforming? What I Witnessed, Part 2. The truth is, Finney pushed him twice. Oh, now he pushed him twice, right? But you didn't see anything the first time. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Ah, okay. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. I doubt that man. That man don't look like he's a runner. That man don't look like he's a runner at all. I think you lying out of your teeth. But Finney caught up and crashed into him from behind. Okay, I don't believe that for a second because Phoenix can't even run. Phoenix is not an athlete. You're lying. You're lying. You're nothing but a liar. You're gone. You're done. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away. I doubt that. That man looked like he would deck Phoenix with a double-decker sandwich and a two-piece with a biscuit. I don't think Phoenix was actually trying to fight the man. And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time. I'm so sorry, Finney, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. Now then, Miss Faye, you may proceed with your cross-examination. What I Witnessed, Part 2. The truth is, Finney pushed him twice. Do that for a second. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony, you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know, I'm sorry, I wanted to protect Finny. So that's why you basically lied to the court? I was a bad girl, I know. Mr. Judge? Oh my goodness. Yes? Would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What did you... Oh, come on now. It was a little old white lie. Judge! Judge! Look. We need to have a female judge. I can't believe this. This guy's getting suckered in all sorts of ways. First, we getting whipped by Franziska. Second, he getting hoodwinked by her. Third, I don't remember the other chick that was there, but come on, man. Well, forget it this time. But please be more careful from now on, alright? Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge. Not at all. Oh. The judge had better be more careful with himself. A dark alley is friendlier than a girl. A dark alley is friendlier than that girl. Press Dahlia's claim that Finny pushed him twice. Oh, I got an achievement. The first time was into the electric pole, but that's when the cable broke. You're saying that you actually saw the victim get pushed into the electrical pole. I know he doesn't look it, but Finny can be a bit of an imp when he wants to be. What the fudge does that mean? Oh, really? But I never imagined that he would cause an electrical cable to break. Finny's really scary when he gets mad. Yes, he sounds like a very dangerous individual indeed. Then Dougie tried his best to run away. So let me get this straight. You were happily listening to music on your headphones while you watched this scene unfold. What? Miss Faye, I have to ask you to stop badgering the witness. I'm going to badger her every sentence of the way. You get out of here! I wasn't happy. I was so scared that I couldn't even move. But she was listening to music. All I could do was stand there and cheer them on. I can imagine her... Wait, what? Cheer who on? They're fighting! Oh, that's sus. Cheer them on? What do you mean by that? Well, I wish the best for them both. And that they would each give the fight their all? That's very sweet of you to be so supportive, Judge, please. And what happened after that? But Finny got caught up and crashed into him from behind. That doesn't sound quite right. There were handprints found on the chest of the victim's leather jacket. Mr. Payne, there were also prints found on the back. Were there also prints found on the back of his jacket? Well, no, there wasn't. Madam Faye, may I suggest that you listen a little more carefully? Girl, what? I said that he crashed into him from behind, right? My Finny wouldn't leave any prints behind in that case, would he? So when you're saying crash into him from behind, you mean like a football tackle? Because I don't know. I mean, even if you football tackle somebody and you're trying to get up off the ground, I mean, there got to be some sort of fingerprints or some sort of handprint somewhere on the jacket. Ugh. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away. While you were cheering them on fighting? That's understandable. Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold. I don't figure out the contradiction here. It's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with her lies, so this is my best chance. There must be some hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia. Push them twice.
Yeah, he didn't push him twice. And it's the span of time that's suspicious? Yes. PM. He died at 3 p.m. They met at 2:45. So the old power cable broke due to some sort of impact at 2:55 p.m. First time was into electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Yes, but she's not saying a time. He tried to run away from him. I don't have no proof of that. Caught him and crashed into from behind. The cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted, it all occurred in less than a minute. Gotta present the picture of the watch with her saying it snapped within less than a minute. I was thinking about that because I was either gonna go with the student's testimony or this watch, because they said that it died. He died from the impact, but they were saying like around 3 o'clock. All right.
Objection!
That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? No, come a little closer. Come a little bit closer. Come a little closer. Come closer. Come closer. Are we close yet? We're not close enough. We're not close enough. Hold on, we're not close enough. Are we close now? We're close now. We're good. We're close. We're real close. Okay. So we see the picture. We see the picture, right? Everybody see the picture? Yes? Okay. Oh, that medicine. That's the one Finney likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. I stopped it. I'm sorry, not I stopped it. There's no way I could have stopped it because I wasn't there. I was probably somewhere having a, like a espresso, coffee, whatever, smoothie, whatever it was. I wasn't there when this man died. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m. Yes. And your point is Miss Faye. My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was at 2:55 p.m. Yeah! Would you care to explain to the court, Miss Dahlia Harthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? The defense proposed that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Mr. Doug Swallow. Order! Order in the court. This is nonsense. The real murderer?
Objection!
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow.
only after my client had left the scene. Was there a window of opportunity for the real killer? Miss Faye, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer? It's finally time. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna put on some reverb for this. It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready. Very well. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Now then, Miss Faye, let's have it. Who is the real killer? Marvin Grossberg, age 61. He's so gross he was there. Phoenix Wright, age 21, my client, who is currently an art student. He apparently was fighting in the streets. For a person who actually belonged to the streets. Doug Swallow, he's already dead. It makes absolutely no sense. Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh yeah, she's suspicious, alright. Winston Payne. He really needs to let go of that hair. I think it's her. I think it's her. I'm gonna go hit this. It could only have been you! Dahlia Hawthorne! What? How can you... The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop men dearest to you. Order! Order! Miss Faye! What I mean is, why, that is to say, Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. Ah! How could you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything. Miss Faye, this is a very serious charge. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. Achoo! You! What is it? Please, please strike everything the defense says now from the record. What the? Are you deaf? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she couldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man. Ah! Achoo! Achoo! Leave my Dolly alone. Achoo! What the F? That boy. He's gotten himself way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back. It seems I arrived just in the nick of time. Found the police report on that incident in your newspaper clipping. Oh, sweet. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. You better take a good look at it. It details on how you came to lose your boyfriend. Hey, what? Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, really, Your Honor, May I interrupt you for a moment, Mr. Prosecutor? Ah, don't worry, my dear. I have this very situation well in hand. Go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright. I told you that you should let me handle this.
Sorry. Please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Finny. The notion that I would try to frame him is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little old me to bear.
I believe this girl's trying to ask what on earth her motive would be. The answer that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, the two of them accidentally met.
Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
Objection!
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, I have evidence that suggests she, in fact, has a very good reason. Very well. Then the court grants the defense request. Young lady, would you mind staying on for just a bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge.
Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
How I met my Finny. First time I met my darling Finny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat.
I doubt that.
We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Mr. Wright, do that again and you'll be held in contempt of court. This is the first time I've heard him say these words. This is the first time I actually heard this judge say something about a contempt of court. Hold on, let me just hydrate real quick. It's insane. It's insane. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Judge has a few serious moments. It's insane. And now we enter the final acts of our little drama. As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her. Eight months ago, huh? So until that time, you have been dating Doug Swallow? Yes, I'm a real fool, I know. Letting my emotions change so quickly, I'm ashamed of myself. No, not at all. Look at me, I'm infamous for changing my mind. My critics have even taken to call me Judge Fickle. Ho ho ho. Maybe you should look for a different line of work. Despite that, however, he always hands down has the correct verdict. That's why some people also call him the Great Judge Genie. Okay. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse basement's reading room. The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Finny was not only an art student, but he was also planning to become a lawyer. I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case. Miss Faye, I'm warning you, if this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case, I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. I better tread carefully. Keep pressing. Your Honor, if you allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue with her testimony. Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases you, Your Honor.
the answer is simply this. I've come to this courthouse to do some research for a paper I was writing. What were you writing? You were writing a paper on what? On the relationship between modern Senryu poetry and the criminal underworld. Huh? That sounds like a fascinating research idea. Am I getting old? Now I have even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with this midlife crisis stuff. Mia, why did that girl really come to the courthouse? Isn't that what you wanted to know? And speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? I have not. I went through a lot of trouble to get it, my dear, so be sure to read it carefully. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. So, what was it about Mr. Wright that made your heart malfunction like that? In my personal opinion, he just looked like a typical snotty-nosed college brat. Perhaps to a woman your age, but to me, Finney is handsome. Perhaps to you, Miss Hawthorne, but to the rest of the planet, he's a dime a dozen. Love is a mysterious thing, and I object to this line of questioning. If you were to look at my wife, for example, you might be all shocked. He's telling the truth. It was truly shocking. Now I want to see his wife. Beautiful mushroom, growing in the tall darkness. It comes from cow dung. Girl, what? The police report, it matches the statement when I was doing a research on the paper. Oh, okay. I'm just kind of going through it. That's the poem that best describes how I feel about my Finney. That don't sound good, Phoenix. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. Were there any bad feelings between you and Mr. Swallow? No, none at all. We parted on very good terms. That can't be. Our investigation also shows that it was a clean breakup. How do you know that, though? Huh? Are you sure? Yes, it seems like they both wanted it that way. So the victim wanted to break up with her? So you're saying that Mr. Swallow also wanted to break up with you? Well, you see... What a cruel thing to ask a lovely young lady like this. By the way, I have never once considered leaving my wife. Nobody asked you, dude. No one cares, Mr. Payne. Thank you, Judge. We can finally agree on something. She didn't deny it. That must mean... That Swallow must have seen through her little act. He must have gotten a glimpse of her true nature. Listen to me, Mia. That woman has the judge in the palm of her hands, you see. So the only way to discredit her is to find a contradiction in her testimony. Oh, I know. Alright, let me see. Where's that court document? Location, okay, cafeteria, August 27th, 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando. Why does that sound familiar? Diego Armando? Why does that name sound familiar? Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hawthorne, age 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It's unclear how the poison entered into the victim's coffee cup. The victim's yesterday into the district courthouse cafeteria said been a lawyer. However, the police was questioning Attorney General sitting with the victim. Okay.
Objection!
Miss Hawthorne.
You weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason? What is the meaning of that cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay? 8 months ago, right here, in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy. Hey, Victoria, how's it going? Are you Quill? Or are you change your name again? Are you? We're playing some Phoenix Wright. Another tragedy? Do you mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I was about to say Worth. I'm just like, oh no, she's not married. Yes and no, same name. Oh, okay. I got you. What? Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia. That's all, folks. Dahlia Hawthorne. Bear with me. Oh my god, my mouth is like twisted in several ways. I just could not say her name. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. Order! 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 This is unbelievable. It's true. Then, the loveliest Miss Fay, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness under. I, Winston Payne, will not allow it. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me. Go right ahead. It's true about that 8 months ago. The police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not come to commit a crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. I see. Okay, I tied 2 crimes together. Now I just gotta stay on the offense. Well done, Mia. Oh, really lit a fire in my heart and my buttocks. Sir, I don't know what that means, but that might be on the ground for sexual harassment, and I'm gonna need you to check out. We're already in court. Like, don't do that. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. I'ma press charges. The poisoning. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal to just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get poison like that. So that's what happened here 8 months ago. However, as you heard from the witness testimony, she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination. Oh! Why does this defense suddenly feel stronger? Aha, Mia, you're glowing with true lawyer aura, my dear. That proud posture and self-confidence, absolutely smashing. Man, he said smashing. Every time somebody says smashing, I think of Nigel Thornberry from the Wild Thornberrys. Anybody remembers that cartoon? That old school cartoon? Gross charges. What a pun. He deserves them charges. That was literally like unnecessary to hear coming from that man's mouth. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. What were you talking about with the defense attorney? Well, I'm sorry, but that's confidential. According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case. The lawyer that was killed, he said he wanted to talk about an incident that was caught up when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all about what that incident was? It has absolutely nothing to do at all with this case. Objection sustained. Defense questioning has stricken firm record. You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign. Don't worry, Dolly. I'll protect you. Did this man come back in the... You heard the man. Now that is true love, young lady. Oh, Finny, please. Ugh. Those two are really making me ill. Abbott for decidedly different reasons. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. How long were you gone? I already answered all these questions for the police, but if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And where were you during that stretch of time using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? My perfect little Dolly doesn't poop! Oh my god. So I want to let it be very clear to any man, or actually it doesn't even have to be a man, any guy out there, okay? I hate to break it to you. I hate to break the truth to you this way, but girls poop, okay? Girls poop, girls fart, girls use the restroom. We have restrooms for a reason. I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry to break it to you. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know where he got this logic from. I'm baffled. I'm actually baffled. Like, I'm literally sitting here going, what did he just say? I can't believe that just came out of his mouth. And if anybody sits there and denies that they don't poop and they don't fart, they are not human. They are an alien. They need to be taken into the government and tested. Because you like to eat. Whatever you eat, it has to come out. You heard the defendant, Miss Faye. Better luck next time. Oh, Finny, please. The police has already looked into this whole matter. This line of questioning is nothing but a waste of the court's time. Objection sustained. Ms. Hawthorne, please continue your testimony. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that is lethal with just 2 teaspoons. How much liquid is in 2 teaspoons? Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drops say 1.5 fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons. So about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Not only that, I heard it was a very kind of special poison. Dahlia got the poison from Doug? That's why she was dating him? Oh yeah, pharmacy kid, it makes sense. A special kind of poison, how so? Well, I heard that it's impossible to detect. Oh, and where would something like that come from? I'm sorry. All I know is that I overheard the policeman saying. They said something about using the advanced chemical to process it to purify it. Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive. question is, how did the criminal get something like that? So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get the poison. And that's the reason why they didn't arrest you? Because no one could show you how you could have gotten the poison? I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye. She's right. And I think we all had enough of Miss Faye's questions. So in essence, the main reason Miss Hawthorne was never arrested for this crime was because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. And all we gotta do is find a way to establish how she would have gotten some, right? Great. Now how did a lit student get a hold of poison of all things? You would know where to get a poison like that because you're dating somebody from a pharmaceutical company. And then she was telling Wright that she needed this thing back. So this is where the poison came from. So she dumped the evidence on him and they didn't even think twice about it. Alright, well let me...
Objection!
You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison? I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had an easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? Yeah, I mean, come on, pharmacy department. I mean, come on, no, nobody's. She literally said, "Look," and then you know what she didn't realize that I kept track of. She literally sat there and said, yeah, they do drugs or whatever." She's not exactly like those lines, but she literally sat there and was like, "Yeah, they kind of do drugs. Yeah, they do all the drugs. Something like that." At your boyfriend's lab. Boyfriends? You mean the victim Doug Swallow? That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology? His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could have never obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such poisons after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at his very table. You! No! Order! Could it be? That's nothing but... May I say something, Madam Faye? What is it, Miss Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you would need some kind of container. Well, yes, that's true. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. They even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something like that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof! She got me good with that. Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some sort of evidence, we're going to lose this lead. The police conducted a full-body research. No, they didn't consult a full-body research. That would be illegal. A full-body search on... Well, that sounds better than research of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. And yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred. If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing a murder, then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it? It's all right. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. someone that you knew wouldn't be searched. Who is this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's... That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago. August 27th is the same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present and he fell for it like a fool. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in there? No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. You looking a little nervous there, Dahlia. Nick was such a simp. Oh, I agree. How do you just accept somebody's gift of love like the very first time you met them? Like, nah, you need to know some people first, buddy. You need to know them for at least, you know, a decent amount of time before you just declare love like that. It ain't right. It ain't right. No, what? Order! Order in the court!
Objection!
On behalf of Dolly, I object. Get off the stand. Get off the stand. Phoenix, I swear to God right now. Get off the stand. Get off it. Get this man. Contempt of court, Judge. Contempt of court. This man broke in here about 5 times already. Get her out of here. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Get off the stand. Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Well, I guess she must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be very obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is to keep you quiet. She's madly in love with you because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. Necklace? Back there, in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that. But Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is refutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on even showing it to everyone that you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. Well, I guess you going to jail, Phoenix. So much for your series, guy. I can't believe. Can you believe Phoenix? I can't believe this guy. Granted, I was stupid when I was younger. I saw a Hispanic Latino guy on the bus once when I was in my early 20s and gave him a flirty glances and he ended up kissing me. when we got off the bus, never saw him again. Well, I mean, you never saw him again. It's not like you just, it's not like you ran off with him or got married in Vegas, like some people do. Not insulting people who get married in Vegas. I mean, hey, it happens, right? It's okay. He's young and dumb. He thinks he's in love. It happens, right? But you can see some people get blinded. So right now he's blinded. He got them blinders on. He can't tell the floor from the ceiling, and just can't help him. But we're gonna help him break through this. We are going to help Phoenix because he has a Phoenix Wright series that he must complete, and we need him to wear his lawyer pants. No, that's a lie. Oh my god. Mia, are you alright? Ah, the defendant, he's getting away. Marilyn, hurry, after him. Mia, are you alright? Yes, I think so. That boy, he went completely insane. Where's Mr. Wright? It looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. Thank goodness. Oh no! What is it? The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone! What? That's terrible. Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. That's the one thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court. I'm sorry. I'm afraid that your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give back the necklace. I ate it. There's no way you ate that necklace. Where did you put the necklace, Phoenix? I don't believe that for oh my god. You what? You ate it? It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew on to little bits of it first, but yeah. What? What is he doing now? Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you swallowed may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like leading defense attorneys, fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem.
Objection!
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must have had poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's all right, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's very heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side too. For example, I would trust a witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in the court of law, evidence is everything. Ugh! Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with the Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believe in me. And I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day. The day I met Doug Swallow. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab like that time too. It could only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that! There was no pole behind him. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly. Your Honor, this is the defendant is Miss Faye. You tell him. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye, if you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Mia, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore, exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne trying to kill? Obviously Phoenix, since he wouldn't give her back the goddamn necklace. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous! After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true, that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could have been. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne was madly in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring him to justice, I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why? Why would she go so far to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria. Dahlia Hawthorne could only think of one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. A cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That can't be true!
Finny! What a joke you are. Oh? Oh, her whole facial expression changed. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Miss Hawthorne? It appears we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. Well, we'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Ugh. Well, hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? Miss Hawthorne, what happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge. Ugh. With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind. But we're not finished. Fine. Then ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
Hold it!
I can't let her get away this time. There's still one more piece. She must have moved the poison to the cold medicine. Now you see the real Dahlia. That's because she is a succubus. Oh, I'm pretty sure she is. Stop, Mia! If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer. What, my paycheck getting cut? I mean, I'm already down that path anyway. Ultimate price? You'd be forced to take off your attorney badge forever, I'm afraid. No! You better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray. Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all? If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney badge than let her get away with murder, especially after she just called me Miss Gray. How dare she? I don't have a single gray hair in my hair. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof. It's impossible. Can't possibly. Stupid woman. It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be present. Just one? If you're unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down onto Mr. Wright. I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there. Well then, Miss Faye, please present your evidence. Show this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. I mean, he was sick, right? Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Cold Killer X? Mr. Phoenix Wright beloved cold medicine? Does our rookie defense attorney look to have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What?
remember what the defense said in his testimony? The defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of cold killer egg. Oh, has she been secretly, like, giving him small doses of poison? Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? Huh? What are you talking about? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of cold killer eggs. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant. Yes, and she heard that and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and cut the electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. I think that's what that said. She used that severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. Just pure desperation.
Objection!
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now's your turn to prove your innocent. What do you say? She don't want to eat it. If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? Oh, she snapped. That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Huh? Well then, Mr. Judge. I'll see you later too, okay? Huh? Yes. I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. What? Woo! It's finally over. I refuse to accept this!
defense hasn't shown any scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it. I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer had said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try this cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier, I would have sworn you said... There. It's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust a witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So she's not trustworthy. Then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? You see, yes. And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? Nah! My hair is flying off. My beautiful hair. No! Oh, it really did fly off. Oh no, he let it go. Oh, it went way back. Oh, it went way back. Mr. Payne? About Dahlia Hawthorne? Yes, Your Honor. I'll file the papers immediately for her arrest. Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning. Get out of here! No, you didn't. That lie, Miss Gray, like Dr. Gray, is Dr. Gray her father? Demoness. Now he loses his hair. See, I told you. That was funny. That judge didn't know nothing. Look, you was eating out of her hand. She would have gave you poison. You would have been all right with it. Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong. By the way, Miss Faye. Yes, Your Honor. Was it me or did you and Miss Delilah? Oh my God. Dahlia. I don't know why I said Delilah. Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other. Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case. Very well. Mr. Payne, this can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter. It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say? It can't be true. My dear. Dolly! Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds defendant Phoenix Wright. Knobs. Guilty. This court is adjourned. April 11th, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Maya and Dahlia haven't met before. Her deflection is sussy. Yeah. She's seen her somewhere before, but we just don't know where. We don't know where yet. Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg. During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount... Vesuvius? Look, man, I don't know what you gotta do, but I'm pretty sure there's medication, creams, whatever, surgery, whatever you gotta do to get that done, buddy. You know, take care of your butt. Stop telling me about your hemorrhoids, please. Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them? Oh, thank you, Mia. Somebody had to say it. That's rather rude. Anyway, this case made me really think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this. Might have. Vesuvius.
right? Vesuvius. My tongue keeps twisting kind of weird for that. That's a mountain that exploded back in ancient Greece or something. What, like Pompeii or something like that? The I is pronounced with an E sound. Vesuvius! Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations! Thanks. You know, I was thinking... Go on. The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand, I don't think that was really her. Phoenix, man, you just gotta let go. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could have never said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best. Also, you relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Eve, what kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer, like I planned, and managed to save my friend. But Mia passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some precious ones. And memories I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can still hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Episode 1, Turnabout Memories, the end. Brand new episode has been added. Who's that guy? This music hits different after this case. Alright guys, we have saved. We are on episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout. Luckily though, the nice thing about this was we didn't really have to look for any evidence, like at all. Like, I wish there were more games kind of like, I wish they had more games like this, which is like, here's the evidence, here's what they're saying, this is what's happening. I kind of like just being in the courtroom. So I hope they have kind of like more situations where it's just like, here, you're just like, it'd be cool if there was like a Phoenix Wright where it's just kind of like, you're just a person who's like a stand-in. It's like, hey, look, I don't know, like Phoenix, he can't make this court date like he promised. Can you take over for him? and just kind of be like a cleanup attorney or something like that. And it's just like, okay, I know nothing about this case. We're gonna just kind of piece it together and go. I just like being in the court. You know, the story's good too. I just love being in court. I just love being in court. Now for the fun, frustrating, crazy trial. Oh yeah, that'll have to be another time because we start with how long we've been streaming for about three hours, almost 3.5 hours. That is Diego Armando, the guy that died of the poisoning. Diego Armando, the guy with the Power Ranger goggles. Hold on, let's go down the chat. Blip, 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 blip. Oh, there we go. Okay, I saved that. You're good to go. He looks like Shino Aburami, Cyclops, X-Men visor. Yeah, the X-Men visor. That's a better description for him. That is a better description for him. All right, guys. What you guys think? What do you guys think about the case? I'm gonna try to be a little bit better with the voice acting department. It's just tough though. I kind of want to work on it a little bit. Like I said, I kind of got like a one set voice. I try, and then like when I'm trying to do higher pitch stuff, I can feel my throat kind of like scraping together when I try to do anything high pitch. So it's rough. I couldn't keep up the Southern Belle accent because I was just like like I can just feel I could just feel like rubbing against my throat. Just like Remember you said you would try the demo? That would have to be another time. It have to be another time because I have stuff I have to tend to tomorrow. I said I would look it up and then I will try to schedule it as I go. Yeah. I will try the demo. I don't know. It'll probably have to be when I come back, so at least. I mean, I could probably do that Tuesday. Do you know how long the demo is? It's just one case. Oh, okay. Okay, I mean we can squeak it in another time though. Yeah, we could definitely I'll squeak it in on Tuesday. Cause I didn't really have it, scheduled, and I had to, I got to download it and get all that fun stuff going for it. We'll do it on Tuesday because I don't have anything kind of planned out yet for next week. So Tuesday when I come back, we'll check it out and then we'll jump into another game. It's probably going to be something relaxing to do. We'll do that and then we'll jump on to. It depends on this other game for tomorrow. We're going to be playing this bed we made tomorrow, and if it spills over until like that, we could either do that Tuesday. We could do some. We can do that game and do some House Flipper. I also got I also have Truck Simulator. I've seen a lot of people giving it's overwhelmingly positive, so I'm not sure what. I guess people like driving trucks. I don't know. I got it because it was cheap on the Steam Summer Sale. It was like, I think it was like $1 or something. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just grab this game real fast. So we'll probably be driving some trucks too. This month though, I am trying to look into dabble in Detroit Become Human or Gods of War, the one with the kid in it, because that's the one I got. But I'm trying to clean up all these other games. You got to finish up Cloudpunk. I don't think there's too much more for Cloudpunk. Get into Detroit Become Human sometime hopefully sometime this month. And then I think that's really all I got. I mean, I still got a whole list of stuff on my Steam list that I need to kind of tackle. And then maybe we can. Oh, speaking of those games, so yesterday we were playing Chatroom. I realized that Chatroom, it was very interesting. However, that's definitely not my type of game. Like, don't get me wrong, it was great. It was great. But the amount of attention that my brain had to process on dodging a whole bunch of stuff, I mean, I'll try those type of games too, but man, I was struggling. I think it took me maybe 2.5 hours to fight the boss. But yeah. Anywho, I'ma go get ready to relax now. If you guys liked anything, please drop a like, drop a follow, sub, share, whatever you guys want to do. Y'all adults, I don't care what you do. I'ma still keep streaming. I can always remind you on Discord. I don't want to be a badger, but I really want you to see you play it on stream. Oh no, I'll play it. I'll play it. Just remind me. Like, I'll do it Tuesday. I got no problem doing it on Tuesday, because Tuesday is when I come back anyway, and it should be pretty chill from that point on. It's just kind of hard to do it when you already scheduled something and then it's already this late, because I also had classes and stuff today. So I also got to kind of get to my homework as well. That I was left a mountain of homework. I cry every day. Yeah, but it's not a problem of mine. I will definitely play it. I will definitely play it. Yes, I will definitely play it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get going now. You guys have a good one. Any support we get for the channel, I mean, we just sit here and vibe and have fun. Looking for more people that's into that. So yeah, I'll see you guys when I see you. Tomorrow again, we're streaming this bed we made, and that's all I got. All right, have a good day. Good time chatting with you. Oh yeah, of course. And I see that you also stream kind of late. You stream when I'm going to bed, because every time I check, you streaming pretty late. But let me quit yapping. If I'm able to catch your stream, I will. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and get going. You guys have a good one. Again, like, share, sub, follow, share, follow, sub, follow, thumbs up, you know, sub. I'm going. I'm leaving. You guys have a good one. Good night. Bye. Hold on a second. Belza. It's over. The street. It's gone. Where were you this whole time? We done. I'm going. I just came back because I just saw your message. Yeah. You'll see me tomorrow. I'm streaming tomorrow too. Okay. You have a good one, buddy. I just didn't want you to feel it's like I'm here. And it's like, oh no. You know. Okay. I'm going. You have a good one, Belza. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.